together at the top of the mat, as if you're making a statement that says, I'm here and I'm ready, and my yoga begins now. Hatha Yoga Anusasanam. I'm so glad you're here. I've been thinking about you. So our feet are together at the top of the mat, and that first gesture, that first organization of the body, and that first breath is where your yoga begins. It's when we're just stopped socializing and hanging around, and we actually step up and say, I'm present. I feel my feet on the ground. I feel my heart beating in my chest. I feel that breath moving through me. And I promise you, my friends, that you don't have to be in the park on a Saturday morning on a mat to get that feeling. Anytime you feel like the world is moving too fast around you, just like there's all kinds of traffic, as we stand here in the stillness and in the presence, the world is continuing to move. So when you feel like that world is moving a little too fast and you need things to stop and slow down so that you can get present, you stand in your 2 feet. Even if you're in a chair, you put 2 feet on the ground. You feel for that heartbeat in your chest, and you feel that breath moving in and out, and it reminds you that you are one with, you are not separate from, but you are one with all things. And there is a place for you in this world, and there is a way for you to move at your own pace, in your own level of presence, in your own kind of consciousness. You do not have to get swept up in the flow. You can walk at your own pace. You can think and believe the things that you do. You get to go around this lifetime being you. And sometimes we forget. So let this moment be a reminder. We're going to infuse the breath, which is just going to enhance it, make it that much better. So if you would, inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Breathing and moving. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Let's fold all the way in. Good. Lift halfway on the inhale. Come to a flat back. Seriously, draw your chest out. Push your hands into your legs so you push your chest out a little further. So make sure you're touching your shins. We don't want arms floating in the air here. You're not trying to touch the floor. You're just touching your own legs. And then drawing the chest out. Put your hands right here. And then push your chest out. And then exhale, fold. Take the back of your legs with your hands. Pull yourself in a little bit. Give yourself an assist. One more time. Inhale, come to that flat back. Draw the shoulders back. Draw the head out. Draw your chest forward. Good. Now soften your knees. Put your hands down. And go to plank pose. You step back. Try not to look down. You don't need to look at your feet to step to the back of the mat. You have a sense of the space that you're working on. Your mat is your real estate, right? You own that space. You know about how big it is, and you know how you fit on it. So you do not have to look back at your feet. You can actually stay focused at the space in front of you. Let's all spread our fingers a little bit bigger and push the floor away. If you see any hips sagging, my assistants, see if you can help them lift the hips. We do not want hips heavy here. I want you to find that strength and that buoyancy that makes your hips lighter. Lift the belly button into the spine. Good. And then keep that lifted, but put your knees down. And then bend your elbows and lower your chest forward and down so your booty doesn't end up in the air. Forward and down, chest toward the front of the mat. You should be on your belly. We didn't drop onto our elbows. Help them. Yes. Okay. Inhale for cobra. That's it. So we're not on our elbows here. We're on our hands. And then lower the chest. Exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale for cobra. Widen the collarbone. Squeeze the elbows back. Exhale. Take it back down. And then one last time. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, lower the chest, tuck your toes, and then lift your hips up and back. Let's go to downward facing dog. It's a push-up. We invert the body, the hips rise, and the head goes low. It should feel like an upside down V. Our hands are grounded, our feet are pressing. The feet may or may not touch the mat, don't worry. Again, not about perfection, not about inner form, but mostly about inner experience. And in down dog, you want to look at their handprints, you want to see if you can help them get their hips high. What we really want here is to have sort of a cascading feeling in the spine where the tailbone is high and the head is low. So there's a little traction in the neck. Push back on the breath. And as you exhale, look forward. Let's walk our feet to the top of the mat. Good. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And then we rise with a flat back. Lift your head and chest. Start to sweep your arms up. Breathe and reach. And then pull the hands right to your heart. Let's press the palms together here. This is such a beautiful gesture. It's called Namaskarasana. And it can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, but the truth is it's teaching you where your midline is, and it's teaching you about the balance of your actions. So right now, as you press your hands into each other, can you even feel if one side is more dominant than the other? I spent a lot of years pushing my left hand harder into my right hand because I'm a lefty. And until I started being photographed, that's when I actually noticed it, and then something shifted. And so now my dominant side is not so dominant anymore, and I find what it feels like to be equal and centered. Can you feel that? Pressing equally into the center line. And as you do that, maybe the pelvic floor and the lower belly lift, and you can make that central channel of the body rise. Yeah. Beautiful. Right here, pick up your right knee. See if you can balance. Use your hands to help you stay centered. There you go. Let's just take that knee and open it out wide to the side. Not so easy. Focus. Bring the knee back to center, and then simply put it down. Keep your hands pressing to the same degree and switch to the other side. As if the main part of the pose is actually the mudra in your hands. Let's open the knee out wide to the side. Keep feeling your center even though you're moving away from it with your leg. And then bring the knee back in and simply place it down. That was beautiful. Inhale, arms reach. Let's go. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up, lift, inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Breathe in one time for cobra. Yep, we lower slowly. Yep. Inhale for cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Your feet can be hip distance apart here. So at the back of the mat, we want to have our feet having a little bit of space, a little generosity. It's a little bit easier on your hamstrings. That's it. Would you like a mat, my friend? Would you like to join us? No? Okay. All right. Take one more breath here. Push back a little. Use your legs a little more strongly. And then as you exhale, look forward. Let's walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And with a flat back, we'll rise all the way up. Reach the arms. Sweep high to the sky. And then pull your hands right to your heart. Again, equal pressure. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, halfway lift. Good, go to plank and lower. Both feet back, knees down or not. Everybody can find their own way, their own modifications. Cobra on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. Yeah. Okay. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Maybe bend the right knee and stretch a little deeper into your left leg. Just start to feel where the tension is, and maybe we can start to ease some of it away. And switch to the other side. Then the left, stretch the right. And then then start to straighten both legs. Lean your hips a little bit to the right, and then lean your hips a little bit to the left. Just noticing where those little spaces are, where those sensations arise. And then we'll try to just do a simple push back. And then please look forward and travel to the top of the mat. Look where you're going. Yep. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold deeply. Exhale. Bend your knees, sink your hips for chair pose. You're going to start to get those legs a little more juicy. And it really helps to keep some weight in your heels, but at the same time, put your toes down. So if you guys see anybody with like toes lifting or heels up, see if we can all get flat feet here. And then sit a little deeper. And the way we go deeper is not by sticking the booty out further, but by drawing the tailbone down. Beware, you're not going to tuck your tailbone under. You can't really sit back while you're doing this, right? So you got to like let the tailbone move down, right? Yeah. Let's see if we can sit just a little more. Beautiful. Push into both feet. Let's come up. Take a stretch at the top. And then hands to the heart. Are we ready for a little more? Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Let's flow. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. We're going to go to plank and lower just like we've been doing, but then we're going to add on a little something. So we inhale for cobra, and then we exhale into down dog, and we take our first lunge. So the right foot's going to step up to the right hand. Stay on your left toes and come on up. You want to make sure the back heel is lifted. You're on the back toes. And when we use the back foot, we don't have to look at it, but we can feel all 5 toes on that back foot really pressing into the mat. The heel is high, the toes are spreading, and there's a feeling of rooting down into the balls of the feet, the joint structures. Nice, Sean. That was a good one. Arms are reaching high, tailbone's drawing down low, back leg is straight, front leg is bending. Lots of balanced actions. Take one more breath. On the exhale, take your flow back to what you know. Hands down, a light step back, and you lower, knees down or not. Inhaling for a gentle back bend, just trying to move the spine. And then exhale, belly in, pull yourself up and back, down dog, and we try the other side. Left foot to left hand, rising on an inhalation. There's a lot of things going on. There's an up and a down, and a left and a right. So the back leg is straight, the back toes are rooted. You can bend the front knee. Go ahead, bend the front knee and straighten the back leg a little bit more. Just see if you can get that back knee to lift a little bit away from the mat. So up on the toes, we want the back foot lifted. Yeah. She's trying to help you. Yeah. There you go. Excellent. So the feet push down and out, but the legs kind of squeeze into the hip sockets. There's a lot of different nuance going on, and I'm just giving you a lot of options so that you can start to play with getting the balance. Let's all take a breath and lean back just a little bit. Good. And then exhale, let it go. Hands down. Step back, lower. Same thing we've been doing. Cobra on the inhale and downward facing dog on the exhale. All right, we're going to walk our hands back toward the feet, and as you do, turn your toes out and take a deep squat at the back of the mat. Just one time, we're going to squat down. Could be a water break if you need it. And then an invitation to bring your hands back to heart center. So we press equally into the palms, and now we create another double action. The elbows are going to push out into the knees, and the knees are going to squeeze into the elbows. Can you lift your head and chest a little higher? There you go. In order to sustain this, we need to lift the pelvic floor. So try not to sit so low. Like, yes, push down to rise up. That's good. That's it. Put your hands on the floor and then straighten your legs. Nicely done. Walk forward into downward facing dog. So we're in downward facing dog. The hips are high. Could you come up on your toes now? And then do the same thing. Just bend your knees and squat your hips down to your heels. Yeah, right there. And then come back up. Could you do it again? Just squat back. So good. And then come back up. One last time. How low can you go? Don't look at your feet, look at your hands. Yeah, that's it. And then look forward and walk to the top of the mat. All right, lift halfway. Inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. Let's bend our knees, sink our hips. One breath in chair pose. And then push through your feet. Let's come all the way to standing and hands come to the heart. We're going to soften our knees and take the right leg and step it to the back of the mat. We're coming into Warrior Two. Warrior Two facing the right. That means our left toes are pointing to the front edge of the mat. And our back foot is kind of pointing to the long edge of the mat. We want to line up heel to heel. So assistants, that's what you're looking for. And while I say it out loud, they all kind of fix themselves and they give you nothing to do. I know, it's kind of how it works. But we're heel to heel. And I want you to feel for, even though your arms are spread out so wide, can you feel that place where your hands were pressing before? Can you feel that midline of your body? And then can you like sort of pull the midline in and up? That's it. And so we draw in and up through the center channel, but we stretch out through the arms equally. Let's go ahead and reverse the warrior. That means right arm down, left arm up. Enjoy your side body for the first time this morning. And as you reach up high to the sky, I think bending the left knee would actually create that balance, and want to make sure that the front knee is pressing open. Keep your eyes open. Look up at your fingers. Otherwise, you might lose your balance. That's it. And return to Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg. Turn your left toes in. And then take a forward fold facing the long edge of the mat. Nicely done. Let the head down. And so here we're looking for heels wider than toes. Heels wider than toes. So if you're seeing anything other than that, try to help them. The legs are straight. And you don't have to touch the ground. You can put your hands on your shins if you need support. Okay. Come to a flat back like we did in the warm-ups and put your hands on your hips. Keep the belly in to support your spine, but look forward. Legs are straight. So spine is straight, legs are straight. Not so easy. And the higher your head is, the easier it will feel on your body. Hands on the hips. You want to make sure the arches of the feet are lifted so those inner knees are not collapsing. And then just bend the right knee. See what happens to the inseam of the left leg. Yep, just like that. Keep your head up. Keep your breath flowing free. Now slowly up and over to the other side. We switch. So in the straight leg, we want to feel a lift from the inner arch. The foot is flat on the ground. We did not change our feet. We're just feeling what happens on the inseam of the straight leg. And then return to center. Lift up to standing. Inhale. Nicely done. Let's turn our right toes out. Come to Warrior Two. That's it. So the right foot turned out. So we're facing the back of the mat now. Yep. Oopsie doopsies, right? Yep. And so I want you to feel for that midline of the body. Can you feel that central channel? Pelvic floor, lower belly, crown of the head, all centered. There's an energetic in and up feeling in the center of the body, and the arms stretch and spread out wide. Make sure you have the same weight on both feet so that you're not leaning into the front leg. It starts to burn out if there's too much weight on that front leg. This is nice. Now, left chest a little more open. Left hip pulls back a little bit. Reverse your warrior. Left arm down, right arm up. Enjoy your side body just a little bit. Very nice. Yeah, gaze up toward your fingers. It'll help you stay focused, and at the same time, it'll keep you from losing your balance. As you reach to the sky, go ahead and bend into that knee. It's your right knee. Yep. And then return to Warrior Two. Nicely done. Straighten that right leg. Turn your right toes in. Go ahead and forward fold. This time the hands can go down to the floor. They can walk a little bit forward. That's it. So you feel kind of steady. Your hands are on the ground, your feet are on the ground, everything is kind of spacious. And then we'll walk the hands back in wherever you can. And then walk your hands over to the right ankle. So now you're moving toward the right side of the pose. Can you bend your right knee? And then pivot the left toes up toward the ceiling so you balance on your heel. Turn the left toes up toward the sky. Yeah, there you go. That's an external rotation of that straight leg. And then maybe can you bring your hands to your heart? Oh, that's a game changer. How could we use the hands in the heart to help you balance, to help you activate that central channel? Head high, tail low. One more breath. Release your hands back to the floor and find your way back to center. Just say it. Yep. All right. No big drama there. Walk your hands a little bit forward. Give yourself some space. This is a moment where we can reorganize ourselves, where we can reconnect with our breath. Sometimes we call it attitude adjustment moment. So we want to have a good attitude when we go to the other side. Assistants, you know what you're looking for there. It's Skandasana. We're going to walk our hands over to the left ankle. And then we start bending into the left knee. As you deepen that bend, turn the right toes up toward the sky. Balance on your heel. There's a good external rotation on that right leg. Yep. And then maybe hands in prayer. There's a lot of lift in that central channel. From the pelvic floor into the pressing of the palms, hold your head high. You got this. Make sure you're breathing. You actually look pretty freaking amazing right now. And then we can put our hands down and walk it back to center. Walk it a little bit forward. Give yourself a little bit of space. Let's all take a deep breath in. Open mouth, sigh on the exhale. Yeah, just say it out loud. Just a little ah. And then we'll walk the hands in so you know your weight is solid in your feet. Bring your hands back to your hips. With a flat back, we're going to rise up to standing. Now our legs have been open wide for a little while here, so this is going to feel a little wonky, but it's going to be great. We're going to turn both feet to the front of the mat. Hands are still on our hips. We're going to soften that front leg. The left knee bends. And then with some grace, step your feet together at the top of the mat. Nice. Inhale, arms reach. We go back to what we know. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Lift halfway on the inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, find your way back, downward facing dog. Are we okay so far? Yeah? Okay, walk your hands back to your feet. You'll be standing at the back of the mat. And instead of a flat back here, can we roll up slowly? One vertebra at a time. Really tuck and round and curl all the way up until you're standing tall. And we'll go back to something we did at the beginning. Hands in Namaskarasana, hands at the heart center, pressing gently, equally into each other, and then the right knee lifts. Good. The right knee opens wide. Really nice. I want you to press it back until you start to feel the outer right hip burn just a little bit. Can you feel that? Muscle tone. Anyone get that burn? Just a little bit as you press that leg back. Yeah, right over here. Yeah? All right, now bring it forward. Bend your standing leg and cross your knees. And just sit back a little bit. Sweep your arms behind you. So that same spot that you felt a little burn, now I want you to kind of push back into that spot. Yeah, push that right hip back a little bit, sit low. And then sweep your arms high, step your feet together, and the hands return to heart center. And then just do that same thing on the other side. Go ahead, lift your left knee. We're going to press it out wide to the side. So hands are still squeezing into the midline as the knee is pressing wide open. It's really good for your brain. Can you tell? that your brain is going like zzz, 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 right? It's making connections. Good. Press it back a little more till you feel that little burn on the outer hip. It's kind of good. It creates a little more strength and stability around that joint. And then as you bring it forward, the standing leg bends, so you get a little low, and then you cross your knees and you sit back. Sweep the arms behind you, lower your chest a little bit. It's like a little curtsy. You can have both feet on the floor here, so you don't have to balance so hard. The lower you sit, the more likely you are to get your left toes on the mat. And then try to pull the left sit bone back a little bit, so you feel a little extra pull in that spot. And then right here, we just sweep the arms up. Step your feet together, and our hands return to heart center. Balance looks good today. Inhale, let's reach. Exhale, forward fold. Let's go into a flow. From the back, we walk forward. Plank pose is an inhale. Lowering down is the exhale. Nice. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. So we're going to come into a high crescent. We've done that before. Right foot steps to right hand. Right foot, right hand, rise up into high crescent lunge. And then we turn open to the left for warrior two. See if you can feel that lift up through the central channel as the arms spread out wide. And then we're not going to stay. We're going to straighten the right leg. And we're going to just simply turn the left toes out. So now both feet and both legs are turned out and you are centered. Both feet are slightly turned out. You are centered. Bring your hands into prayer. Good. So as you press your palms together in the midline, can you start to bend both knees and press them open? Tailbone draws straight down toward the earth. Crown held high to the sky. Try to keep your back flat. If you're leaning forward, then you're pinching off some of what we're trying to open in the front of the hips to lift the head up. And if you can't get your head up, it might mean that you went too deep into your hips. So maybe come out of the knees a little bit and see if you can get your spine tall. If anyone is leaning forward, assistants, just remind them that they can move back into the space behind them. So knees are pressing open. There might be a little burn in the outer hips. There might be a little pull on the inner thighs. We've been here before. But as all of that is happening in the lower body, can you press gently into your palms? Okay, now lift your right heel. Oh, that's so good. Bend your right knee a little as you do that. Right? And then put that heel down. Switch to the other side. Left heel rises. Bend the left knee a little bit. Ooh, it's so good. You guys feel that? I can see it on your faces. Put your heel down. Good. Push into both legs. Straighten them. Turn your heels out and your toes in and take a forward fold. All right. That wasn't so bad, was it? Huh? Was that bad? No, it wasn't so bad. I think you kind of liked it. Yeah? Give me a little woo if you liked it. Okay. So that is fully giving me permission to go back in and do it again. You could have easily been silent and never had to do that again, but it didn't happen. So lift halfway. Find that flat back. Bring your hands to your hips. Empty all of your air. And then with a big inhale, let's rise up to standing. Good. Turn your toes out. Both feet turn out. Both knees turn out. And we come back into our goddess pose or a warrior, double warrior we'll call it. Hands in prayer. Hands in prayer. Yeah. Very nice. And so the head is high and the tailbone is low and the palms are pressing for the midline. You can feel your knees trying to press toward your pinky toe edges. They may not get all the way there, but you can feel that little squeeze on the outer hips. Very nice. Now go ahead and take your arms out like a T. Turn your palms to face up. That will make your shoulders externally rotate. And then keeping the shoulder blades pulling down the back, can you take the biceps up near the ears? Try to keep your shoulders down and away from your neck. That's it. Now can you sit a little lower? Oh, yeah, I knew that you could. Yep, getting stronger every day right here. Just in that moment when you want to come out, take another breath. And then we'll bring our arms down as we straighten our legs. Just say it. Yes, turn your feet. So toes are in and heels are out. You know, why live with that tension in the body? Just saying it out loud helps you release it so we can leave it here in the park and not carry it into our Saturday. Go ahead, take a forward fold. And we remember that space where we had a little bit of relief. We walk our hands a little bit forward. Heels are wide. It's almost like a really spacious down dog. The hands are out in front of you. The legs are wide. It's kind of no big deal. It just kind of feels good, I hope. All right. We'll walk our hands back in and bring the hands onto the hips. Make sure your heels are wider than your toes. Toes are in, heels are out. Yes, that would be the safe position. That's actually centering the leg bone in the hip socket for you. And then we empty all of our air and rise on an inhale. Lift your head up, flat back. There we go. All right, turn your toes out. Returning one more time into goddess. I mean, don't we all sometimes want to feel like the goddess? I want someone to peel me grapes and fan me with a pom pom, right? Don't we all? I mean, come on. Yes. Bend your knees, sink in. There's a power in that. In knowing that you are worthy of being served. Yeah? Feel that right here. Sink in a little lower. Tailbone down, head high, heart open. Let's go ahead. Take the arms up high overhead just like we did before. Now drop your right hand to your right knee and take a little stretch into your side body. Oh, the left side body alive while the tailbone draws down and the heart stays wide open. Take your gaze up to your fingers. Oh, I know you want out of this, but we're coming out to center. Arms out like a T. Hold, but drop your left hand to your left knee. And then stretch up over into the right side body. Oh, it feels good. Tailbone down. Look up at your fingers. Keep your head back. Amazing. Back to center. Hold for a second. Put your hands on your hips. Straighten your legs. Turn and face the center of the park. So face the front of your mat. Turn your feet and then soften the front knee. Now it's the right knee. And we step the left foot forward. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach. There's a breeze. Take it in. Oh, let's stay right here and just feel the breeze. Do you guys feel it? Let your clothes blow for a second. Let your arms stay high. Breathe it in. Fresh air. Breathe in through your nose. Say ah through your mouth. Oh, it's a good to be alive moment. Let's capture it. One more inhale. And then exhale, humbly bow forward. Let your head down. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. We're going to go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Good. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so I'm just going to give you a little challenge. It's just a little bit of core work. We're going to come to plank. Roll over onto your right side so you're facing the left. Vashisthasana. I want you to keep the left hand reaching straight up to the ceiling, to the sky, our biggest ceiling, right? And then I want you to lift the left leg away from the right, but bend the knee like you're trying to pull your knee up to your arm. So knee up, like we were doing in the standing, right? The knee wide, squeeze the glute. Come on, lift that knee up till it's almost touching your arm. Yeah, squeeze the back of the glute. Keep it open wide. I knew you could do it. And then step that foot back. Lower your hand. Lower yourself down. Inhale for cobra. And exhale, down dog. Just keep in mind that the first time you do something, your brain and your muscles need a minute to connect and communicate. There are neuromuscular connections when we try to move in a new way. So side 2 should be a little bit easier. Come forward to plank. Roll on your left side so you're facing the right. Right arm straight up to the sky. Start to lift that right leg away from the left leg. Bend the knee, squeeze the glute, pull it back and open. Hips are wide open, chest is wide open. It's like you're trying to squeeze your knee toward your elbow. Yep, right up there. Yeah, and you might wobble a little bit. That's how you learn. Push down to rise up, no sinking. And then step your foot back, put your hand down and lower. Amazing. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, down dog for 1 breath. Breathe in, in. Open mouth, breathe out. And then sink your hips back and down for child's pose. Knees to the mat. Sit back, lower your head. See if you can feel the breeze that's still blowing over your skin. You can. And when you press on the sacrum, you're pushing it not down into the earth. You're pulling it back toward you and down. Fingertips off the body. It's a back and down press. All right. And then if you would, come on up to sit. What time is it? Perfect. So we sit up for a moment, we swing our feet around, and I want this moment to feel like that very first moment where we step to the top of the mat, as if to say, I'm here and I am ready. This is one of those moments where like, okay, we've been moving for 45 minutes, the world feels a little crazy, we're going to just stop. Stop the madness. Stop everything that you're doing and just remember who you are. Find your breath. Root your tail, lengthen up through your spine. Let's put our hands in Namaskarasana. That gentle press. The left side isn't more important than the right. And the right not more important than the left, but we are seeking balance, which might mean that we have to make a subtle adjustment from what we normally do. The whole job of yoga, the whole purpose of doing yoga is to switch us from the unconscious to the conscious. So all that yoga is asking of you is to pay attention, not to do the poses perfectly, but to notice when you have one side more with more strength or one side that you have been neglecting and bring them together. And it can be as simple as this gesture. Can you feel a seal from the heel of the hand all the way to your fingertips? Bye, Nico. 3 more breaths. 3 more beautiful breaths. Keep holding the heart high, the head high, because you are worthy. And then feel how you break the seal. You open your eyes, you separate your hands. And here we return to each other. We return to this space. Let's go ahead and take our legs straight out in front. And just go ahead and lean back on your hands and then bend your knees. I want you to cross your right knee over your left knee. So cross your knees, lean back a little bit on your hands, and then tip both of your knees to the left side. Just let that outer hip that we've been squeezing, let it pull. You feel that? You guys feel a little stretch there? Yes? No? Yeah? On this end, you guys feel that? Okay. And so, the right one is being pushed by the left one. You can feel it. Yeah. So you can enhance that if you want to go deeper. And then when you're ready, come back to center, switch your knees. Sometimes it can just be so simple to undo all the doing, right? And we tip our knees to the other side. As you tip to the right leg is pulling the left one around. You can kind of feel that little extra pull. It could go all the way through the IT band, not just at the hip. And just about now, you start to get a little cranky in your hands and your shoulders. So push the floor away from you. Lift your chest a little bit. So you're lifting instead of sinking. And then draw your knees back to center. Let's go ahead and uncross. Put the soles of the feet together. A gesture very similar to the hands. And then we fold forward, just rounding the back, getting the weight off the wrist. Let your hands just rest in the center somewhere. And even here in this sort of crouching forward position, can you breathe? And you would think that this would be one of those places where we're still doing the same thing. We're still maybe pulling on the inseams of the legs, but the outer hips right now, if you were to touch them, you would notice that they are soft. We are no longer needing stability from the hip in this open position, so we get to release some of that tension that we may have built up. And we're going to take 2 more breaths here, and then we're going to transition ourselves onto our backs, and we're going to enjoy this same pose, and it's going to feel a little different. So come on up slowly, and then lay yourself down. You can close your knees in the transition. That way you can engage the core a little more easily. And once you lay down, feet together, let those knees drop open. Whew. Start to feel the energy dissipate from your body. As you slow down and you stop creating so much muscular energy, your body starts to find its way back. Homeostasis. That brilliant intelligence that lives in every cell starts to come back to you. So feet are together, knees are open wide like butterfly wings. Feet are together, knees are open. Yeah. And then take your arms up over your head and soften your elbows, soften your fingers. Start to embrace the stillness and come back to your breath. So we have one more thing to do, just to make sure that everything's feeling good and ready for our ultimate pose. So we'll bring our arms down and out like a T, and then draw the knees up to center. And without using your hands, just push your hands into the earth. Can you pull your knees to your belly? Yeah. And that should lift the tailbone a little bit. And in that curl, knees to belly, we're going to roll over to the right. Hips and legs go right. Arms stay wide. And we look to the left for spinal twist. Just like that. And instead of it being a really deep twist where you're engaging the muscles and trying to turn your body, let your legs rest on the floor. Let your feet rest down. Soften the belly. Feel movement below the navel. Start to embrace our movement toward the stillness. And here you could be pressing on a shoulder and pushing a hip. You guys, come on, get in there. What is happening? Yeah. So we wait for them to inhale, and then we press a little and twist them on the exhale. And then everyone come back to center. And we take it over to the other side. Same idea. The knees come all the way up and around. The arms are out like a T. So you would use the palm of your hand to cup their shoulder and keep that shoulder grounded. And then your hand on their hip bone. And you kind of extend them in both directions. Yeah. It feels nice to lengthen the waist. Tiff, get in there. Rifki, before it's over. Yeah, you know you're next, Kara. Get in there. One more breath here, that's it. And then come back to the center. Good. Pull both knees into the belly. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze. And then we'll plant our feet on the ground. Cross the right knee over the left knee. You don't really need a happy baby today. In contrast, go knee over knee. Knee over knee. Knee over knee. Yep. And then just tip your knees a little bit to the left. And again, just feel that little pull on the hip. Gaze is straight up at the sky, chest is wide open. Good, return to center, keep your knees crossed, lift them into the belly. And then separate your feet, see if you can reach for your feet. Yes, give them a tiny little tug. Knees are crossed, right over left, the feet separate. And then you grab your opposite foot with your opposite hand. So right knee over left. Start with the knees crossed. It's right over left. Switch. There you go. Oops. Yeah, you got it. And then just let it go. Let your feet go. Press them down onto the flat floor. Uncrossing those knees. Take a breath. And then nice and simple. Left knee over right knee. Tip them over to the left. Or is it to the right? I don't know. What did I do in the last one? Yeah. And so just that little extra pull on the outer hip, a little squeeze on the inner thighs, just the opposing forces from what we were doing all throughout the practice. This is not about the spinal twist, but more about the hip release. And then we come back to the center. Keep your knees crossed, but squeeze both knees into the belly. Yep. As your knees come in and the knees are crossed, we start to move the feet away from each other a little bit, and then try to grab the feet. It helps if the knees are bent. Yep. And then lay your head down and breathe. That's it. You're okay. Try to soften it a little. Yeah, there. And then you let go of your feet, let them uncross as you step both feet back onto the mat. Let's pause here for a moment. Both feet flat, arms by your sides. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Now you should be able to slide your legs straight out, so they just release straight out from the hip. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. And we return to the stillness. We return to this feeling that says, I am here and I am ready. And the moment that I start to feel and notice how I've arranged my body and I infuse my breath, that is when my yoga begins. And so it might feel like we've been doing yoga for an hour. But each and every moment, the yoga gives us a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance to find the stillness. As we melt into the stillness, we actually move inward and away from our senses. So in this moment, let us begin to awaken all of our senses. Take in whatever is happening for you. The sound of your breath, or the birds, or my voice. The way your heart beats and your breath moves. Maybe the texture of your clothing on your skin, or the sun, or the cool breeze rolling across your skin. And as you awaken into all that is present right now in this moment, start to bring yourself up as if you are willing to join it, right? To not be separate from, but to be one with, just the way you are. That beautiful stillness that is in you while the world continues to move around you. We are part of it all. Come on up and sit with me, with a knowing that as you breathe in, it's because the trees are breathing out. And when you breathe out, you are creating an offering so the trees can breathe in, and we all coexist together in a beautiful balance. Things like that are happening all around us all the time. Sometimes I notice that the trees near the highway are the most lush and green and thick. We're feeding them, you know? And there is this beautiful, divine, magical thing happening all around us all the time if we could just open up our eyes and see it. If we could open up our senses to experience it. The media would want us to believe that the world is a scary and terrible place. But the world is what you perceive and what you choose to listen to. Right now, in this moment, take in what is exactly before you in present time. This is the only reality that is. And every time you move from one minute to the next, that's what's real. We try to remember the past and we try to anticipate the future, but all of that is time travel. And really what we get is right now. And so as you get up from the mat today and you step into your life, step into it as if to say, I am here and I am ready. And know that you can do that 50 more times today if you need to. I love that about yoga. I need do-overs. Don't we all need do-overs? Don't we need to start again sometimes? Yes. Let's seal this with our hands at the heart and a beautiful and sacred Om. Breathe in deep with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, perfect peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all. So that we come to know a world where there is actually peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste.